There. All right. Hey, this is Khalid Nathan Aleem, the real estate board team leader of the Boss Network at Real Broker. And this is our weekly Millionaire Real Estate Agent book club. Okay. So that's the book that we're reading from. Let y'all see it here. And what y'all can do is y'all can get the book form, or what you can do is you can get the audio. Okay. And I got both of them. One of the hacks is to get the book form, but then get the audio on audible.com and then just kind of go through it and then kind of highlight stuff so you can go back to it. But that's the reading hack. And also you're getting it from two centuries. So since you're getting it from two centuries, sometimes it resonates with you a little bit more. So just want to have I sent the link out, but for some reason it seemed like the link was broke or something like that. So I'll look it up. So maybe people out there wanted to join in, but because the link was didn't work, they weren't able to join. So I'll try to send out a better link if you want next week. But we'll be doing these weekly. We'll be doing these weekly. So again, I'm Khalid Nathan Aleem, and Darcel, if you could just introduce yourself.
Good morning. I'm Darcel Grant from eXp Realty, currently a real estate agent in Philadelphia and New Jersey.
There we go. There we go. So we definitely want to pass referrals here. Okay. All right. So first I want to start out with what you guys want to achieve from this book. Okay. Me personally, been in this business since 2017, and I'm always looking to improve. Um, I know as real estate agents out there, we're doing things, and sometimes we need to be reminded of different things, different lead generation techniques, and different things that we can do to propel our business. So this book is actually the first book that I got when I joined. Okay, this was actually the first book that I got. Um, I interviewed with Keller Williams, and they had a big stack of these books. And this is one of the authors is Gary Keller, who's the owner of or the founder of Keller Williams. So they gave me this. So this was actually my first real estate book. So I read it at that time, and I felt like, okay, this is a good foundation, and we want to kind of get back to it. Getting back to the fundamentals of business is always good. So what I want to get out of this is I want to get the techniques, the different techniques of millionaire real estate agents. And we also have Marvin on here also, but he's dropping his daughter off, so he can't jump on and introduce himself. But I'm sure he will after he does that. But what I'm looking to get from this book is I'm looking to get back to the fundamentals. Being in this business for as long as I have, sometimes you go far in one direction and you got to always try to come back. So that's what I want to get from this book. How about yourself, Darcel? What do you want to get from this book?
Same like you, Khalid. It's one of those books where I just need some extra motivation. I still feel very new in the industry. I'm in it for 2 years, but I really feel like I only solidly been focused on real estate for like one of those 2 years. So just some groundwork and some things to kind of set the foundation for my business. I'm a little all over the place, still trying to get organized. So I'm just looking for tips on, how to stay grounded, organized, and generate my business a little more, streamline it a little more.
Gotcha, gotcha. I think that's the sentiments of most agents out there because this is our own business. And when you work for somebody, when you're an employee, you have a set things that you have to do. So somebody else is kind of telling you what to do. But when you work for yourself, you're your boss. So, and then sometimes we can be pulled left and pulled right. So our mission here is to have a career that's worth having, of course. Okay. A business worth owning. And we also want lives worth living, of course. This millionaire real estate, this millionaire real estate agent book is one of the ways that we hope to fulfill that mission. Um, and it's the best-selling career guide of all of them. Okay, of all of them. So I want to thank everybody for coming out. And the assigned reading this time was 1 to 46. Okay, so that was the assigned reading. And next month or next week, the assigned reading is going to be from 47 to 64. Okay, so for next week, the assigned reading is going to be page 47 to page 64. Okay, but this week's assigned reading was from 1 to 46. So, one of the things that they talked about in here was the importance of modeling before creativity. And what I got from that, and Darcel, I'm going to ask you what you got from that. But what I got from that was that you want to learn the models first because as they say, there's nothing new under the sun. Why reinvent the wheel if there are people who've come before us who've already done this? There are people who already mastered door knocking. There's people that already mastered cold calling. There are people who already mastered expires and FISBOs. So why not take their matter or their model and then put your own spin on it? Once you learn the fundamentals of this model, this success model, learn it first, do exactly what they're doing first, get that down. And then once you get that down, then you can start to try to put your spin on it. Because what a lot of people do is they'll say, okay, well, yeah, the ideal sounds good. The idea sounds good, but I want to kind of put my spin on it. No, find out what that $1 million producing agent is doing and learn it, perfect it, master it. And then after you've done it to the T, then you can kind of put your own spin on it. So that's what I got from that first concept. How about yourself, Darcel? What did you get from that concept?
So mine is slightly different. What I got from it was just like you said, there's nothing that doesn't work, right? Everything works. You have to work the foundations that they give you. So for me, I look at it like, okay, which of these models best fits my personality? Which is more comfortable for me? Like for example, I'm not comfortable with door knocking. That's just never been my thing. I've done it before. I've tried it, right? So to your point, yeah, maybe you should try all of these things once, but everything is not going to be comfortable. So I kind of lean in on targeting the ones that I feel most fit my personality first, and then doing those and excelling at those. And then if I need to branch out to other things, I can, but just kind of honing in on what I think will work best for my personality.
So okay, we got a new guest in here. Tira, am I saying your name right? You can come off mute. Okay. Maybe she's just listening in the car too. That's fine.
Well, my
Um,
takeaway
oh,
from it,
go ahead.
Colin. Good morning, everybody. It's Marvin from Atlanta, Georgia. My takeaway definitely is along the same lines of like, just picking one thing that you realistically can commit to. Because a lot of times you're told to try different things, and we know that we're not really skilled in certain areas, but we just try it because we think, the guru told us we got to do this or the coach told us we got to do that. But I think like you just like it says as well in the book, just kind of picking one niche related to, if it's not like I agree, I'm not door knocking as well. I'm a black man in the South. I'm not door knocking in certain parts of Georgia. It's just not it's a security risk for me more than anything. But what I can do is show up on a place like YouTube, where people will find me that way, and they'll already know a little bit about me, a little bit about my personality. So that's what I've been focusing on. But yeah, definitely picking one thing that you can commit to and actually committing to it.
And that's funny because door knocking in Philadelphia, just in general, is a risk. But
That's I was just about to jump in and say, Marvin, I agree. I'm in Philly, and I'm like, this is a hazard, and you won't catch me.
Facts.
so we have some other people on. Gwendolyn, did you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, yes. My name is Gwendolyn Boldride, and I have been with Real Brokerage for, I guess, for about 4 or 5 months now. And I live here in Florida, and I've been here for about 5 years. So I'm pretty still new here in Florida. And I'm loving Real Brokerage, and I'm loving all the training and everything that I'm learning within the company. And I'm just looking forward to just expanding, what I do with everything.
Okay. Awesome.
And
And for
and
you guys
Khalid,
that just go
I
ahead,
just sent
sorry.
the message out to all of my agent partners. So if you could let folks know what we're discussing today, for those that are popping in.
Awesome, awesome. Yes. We are reviewing the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. So this is a book club that we do every week. And this week the assigned this is our first meeting. So the assigned reading was from 1 to 46. So what's going to happen is next week we'll come back same time, same channel, and we're going to do 47 to 64. Okay, so if you do have the book, what you want to do is go through 47 to 64. What I was telling people is the hack is if you go to audible.com, you can actually get this book on Audible. And if you have the book, you can kind of go through it while you're listening to the Audible. That way, you got two senses working, and that way you can retain the information a little bit better. So once you do read it, any questions that you have, but we're just looking to discuss it and just benefit one another from this book club, but using it um, to disseminate best practices. So we were just talking about the importance of models, and we were just saying that the thing is that people a lot of times naturally what they want to do is they see something and they want to change it right away. But why not in this book? What it's saying is that whatever the technique is, master that technique first, because everything works, whether it's door knocking, whether it's cold calling, whether it's social media. There's somebody who is dominating in every lead generation category. So everything works. So pick something that you like, is what piggyback on what Marvin was saying. Pick something that you're good at, something that you have an interest in, something that you're going to do, because that's one of the issues also, is that you may pick up a lead generation but you know you're not going to do it. For example, you may somebody this so-called guru might be telling you cold calling. Oh, I got 100 listings off of cold calling. But are you really going to cold call every day? um Maybe I'll send it out. There's a podcast called um Get Shit Done. I forgot the guy's name is. I listen to him all the time, but he just had a guy on there. He had 100 listings, second year in the business, but the guy cold called like all day. He cold called like he has a triple line dyer. He cold calls like 8 hours a day, and then from Thursday to like Sunday, he does like three or no no like 6 or 7 open houses. So they do these open houses and they cold call, and the strategy is crazy. I mean, like crazy live. Okay. Um, but the thing about it is that are you going to do that? And that's what you need to be real with yourself. So I always tell people that I partner with, find something that you're going to do and go deep on it, because everything works. Every single lead generation strategy works. It's just about going deep on that particular strategy. Does anybody else have any feedback about that?
Nope, I agree with what you said though, 100%.
Okay. So let's move on. Talking about the fundamental model. So that's one of the things that they talked about in these pages that we read. And the first is leads. Okay. Um, until you have enough to hit your goals, everything else is a distraction. So when people first get into this business, there's a lot of shiny objects out there. There's a lot of shiny objects, and they say that no one is marketed to more than real estate agents. So everybody loves to market to real estate agents. So there's a lot of shiny objects which pull a lot of agents in different directions. But if it comes down to one thing, and one thing only is lead generation. So until you hit your goals, whatever goals that is, okay, everything else is a distraction. Okay. You need leads. So you need to lead generate. And that should be something that you do every day. And you have to put it into your schedule. If you're busy, you got a lot of, okay, I got to do this and I got to do that. The lead generation part has to be booked into your schedule so you can lead generate. Because what happens a lot of times with agents is they'll lead generate and then they'll fill their pipeline and they'll get busy. But then they get busy with their pipeline and it pulls them away from the lead generation. And then their pipeline goes to zero. And now they have to lead generate all over again, meaning put a bunch of time into lead generation. Um, the lead generation is the pipeline of your business. So this is what you have to do every day. You know how when you work for somebody, you have to go into the office every day in order to get paid. Well, in our business, you have to do lead generation every day in order for you to get paid. So if you guys just Darcel, did you want to chime in on that?
Yeah, Khalid, you know that's my weak point, Khalid. Lead, staying consistent with my lead generation is like I'll get a good momentum going. For me, my lead generation is to do the house tours. That works really well, like on my social media, but I'm trying to transition to YouTube. So to your point that you just made, I'm going to put it into my schedule where that's something I do early in the morning before I even get my day started when everybody's asleep, you know, from like 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. I'm going to do, you know, my videos, upload them, edit them, post them before I even start my regular day, because it's really hard for me trying to kind of juggle and balance everything, family, personal life. You know, it's just like a lot going on. So I do agree with that. Finding a schedule and a routine, even though it's chaotic, is probably our best bet. So I agree.
Right. And even with that, making sure that you track as far as the results, because you don't want to keep like putting the ladder on a wall and you're climbing up that wall and then you
Mm-hmm.
find out you're on the wrong wall. So you want to make sure that you're okay, what I'm doing, am I seeing results from that? And I'm not saying after a day or two, like give it some time, but make sure number one that you're make sure that you're tracking the success of that lead generation that you're doing and make sure that you're consistently learning more about that particular lead generation. For example, just to take your particular situation, which you said as far as property tours, okay, I'm doing these property tours. Okay, now how do I increase the traffic? Because that's the main thing here is the traffic. How many people are seeing these property tours? And when you're looking at marketing, you have two, you have organic and you have paid. So if you're just putting out the property tours, then that's organic. But okay, how now how do I pour fire or gas on the fire? By paid. So that's the next step as far as okay, I'm getting a certain amount of traffic from doing these property tours and uploading them. Okay, now how do I increase that? Okay, maybe I may do paid, and that's taking it to another step. But in that particular realm, you want to keep down that path, but learn more about that particular subject so you can increase your ROI because that's what we're really looking at. How about yourself, Marv? Did you want to chime in on this?
Yeah, no, I had just dropped it in the chat now, and I agree. I think, you know, as you mentioned, everything works. And I've created a time block system because I do real estate and I have some other business endeavors as well. But yeah, a good solid 3 days or so dedicated to lead generation. That's my focus, and it can be either ads, running ads, you know, and an ad is just something I create in Canva with a couple pictures of myself at a few closings and all that jazz. Boom, that's an ad. And I set a daily budget on that on Facebook, and then making cold calls, you know, pulling leads from, you know, places like PropWire, and then YouTube. I think YouTube I think it has the lowest barrier to entry because it's free 99. You don't have to necessarily talk to strangers at all. You just show up, on video, either it's home tours or whatever, and people come to you. So it's been my number one free lead generating source. So I'm double down on that in 2025.
Gotcha. Now, when you say 3 days, are you time blocking those 3 days?
Yes, yes, absolutely. So between the hours of roughly 11 to about 2, I just give a couple hours. So I'm at the gym now, and so I'll do that, get home, get cleaned up, and then make my calls from about 11 to 2 here Eastern, and then that's kind of the hunting, if you will. And the calls that I make is really just introducing myself. I'm just, hey, I'm your neighborhood realtor. Just wanted to call and see if you needed anything. We had some snow here in Georgia. So now I'm just really, I don't call with a script or anything. I just call and just say, just want to make sure you're good with the snow and see if there's anything you needed at the moment. And the majority of the time, they're like, they're just interested in how I got their number. So it's really just having a conversation with people on a day-to-day basis, and a lot of it is not no opportunity, but all I need is one for that 2 hour period to be worth it. One warm lead that may not be ready to sell now, may not be ready to buy now, but maybe 3 months or 6 months, boom, I put them in my CRM and then go on to the next. And then the latter part of the afternoon is following up on the people that I did speak with in the previous week. If they needed a CMA sent out, or if they needed a referral for, a handyman or something. I'm just trying to be that Swiss Army knife for every person that I talk to on the phone.
Gotcha. And one of the things, or one of the beauties about time blocking, and to speak to Darcel's situation where you said that you got a lot going on, is it allows you freedom. Because when you're time blocking, okay, I'm focused for these hours, and when I'm off, I'm off. Now, in our business, you're not really never off, but you can concentrate on other things. So it's kind of like, okay, if I'm doing this from 8 to 12, now I know from 12 o'clock to whenever till I go to bed, I'm free. So that's one of the things about time blocking. Uh Tierra, are you there? Did you want to chime in? Nope. Okay. She doesn't want to chime in. Okay. No worries, no worries. Um, okay, so the next fundamental model is listings. Okay. um, Take less of your time and provide more opportunities to market your business. So in our business, we all know everybody says listings, 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 listings. And a part of your business should be attracting listings. Now, if you're new in the business, buyers are the low hanging fruit um, because there's just more out there. And it does take more skill as far as to get a get a get a seller to sign on a dotted line versus a buyer. So I guess what type of things are you guys doing out there to concentrate on listings? You can go first, Darcel.
I'm really trying to think about that, Khalid, because since I started, I've had more listings than buyers. And
Mm.
I don't think I have like a solid listing presentation, like anything. They have just been personal, either referrals from people that I worked with or, friend of a friend. So I don't know how to answer that, but I know that I like working with sellers more than I enjoy buyers. It depends on the buyer, I guess. But sometimes it's just like such a longer process and a lot of hand holding, which is understandable. That's the biggest purchase somebody's about to make. So it's a lot of emotion tied behind it for most of it. So I don't know. I gotta think on that. You gotta come back to me.
Well, just for people in general, um, you should have some type of I want to say it like this. You should have some type of organization to where you're systematically trying to get listings. Um, Versus, okay, you have your sphere of influence, and your sphere of influence is your warm market. So your warm market is like this, the cold market is like this. Okay, so the cold market is very vast, your warm market is like this. So when you first get into the business, a lot of times you burn through your warm market. And you should go to your warm market. They're the people that know and trust you. So you definitely should go in your warm market. But understand that that cold market is huge, but it does take more effort. So some leg of your business, there should be something where you systematically go and try to reach listings. Now, what conventional wisdom in the real estate business, as far as how to get listings, is home value, getting people to talk about their home value. And if you're door knocking or if you're cold calling, um, one of the carrots is for people to give people home evaluations. Hey, do you want a home evaluation? Even people that you sold homes to. So if you had a lot of buyers when you first came into this business, okay, now going back to them and trying to see, okay, would you like me to tell you what your home value is? Or if you're door knocking, hey, would you like to know what your home value is? Or do you know what your home value is? Okay. I just heard a guy the other day say, well, when he's door knocking, he would ask the person, well, how often do you check your bank account? Or ask them if they have a bank account first, and then say, okay, well, how often do you check it? And of course, the person like me, we check our bank account probably every day. And it's like, okay, well, how often do you check your home equity? And 99.9% of people are going to say, I don't. Well, would you be curious of how much equity you have in your home? And you can say that to a person that you're talking to too, because this breaks the conversation. And of course, people are going to say, what? Yes, I would like to know. And then you tell them, okay, you owe $20,000 on your property, but your property is worth $400,000. And of course, I'm exaggerating, but okay, that's $380,000 worth of equity. Okay, here are your options, because they may not know, because they may not know. Maybe they've never thought about it, and maybe they want to move, but they don't think, well, I can't move because of the interest rates. Well, no, you can. If you sell this home, we can take some of that equity, we can buy down the rate when you purchase another home. And I also have this down payment assistance, yada, 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 yada. That's what we're in the business to do. We solve problems. But if you don't know the person has those problems, then there's no way for you to what? There's no way for you to solve them. So, again, that's why it's important for us to do things like this, so we can find different ways that we can solve people's problems. So, Marvin, did you want to talk to listings as far as maybe how you get your listings?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of it is network, personal network. So it's, just being that person that everyone knows sells real estate, doesn't necessarily blast it out that I sell real estate. So majority of it is within my personal network, but I also do obtain leads from cold calling. Oddly enough, cold calling is it is something that a lot of the sellers will say, well, I'm on a 2%, 3% interest rate, so why in the world would I sell? And to your point, Khalid, about they not knowing that they're sitting on money in a lot of cases, you know, if you make quite a bit of equity, well, you cashing that out and buying something else, or just deciding to upgrade because maybe it's a 2 or 3% interest rate, but you didn't really necessarily love the home. Well, now you can take that interest. I'm sorry, you can take that equity and then add that to the purchase of something that you really wanted, especially if you're empty nesting and things of that nature. So that's kind of my way around those types of individuals, and it's led to some good listings here in 2024 going into 2025.
Awesome, man. Appreciate that. Okay, Tierra, I'm gonna come back to you. I know you said that you were shy, but do you want to share as far as some of the ways that you're getting listings? Come on, you can take yourself off and mute. All right, maybe not. Okay, I'm brand new, so I'm still learning. Okay, no worries, no worries. Okay, so the next one, and this is, oh man, this is on time for me. Leverage. Okay, leverage. When you're doing all you can, get help. So when you're doing everything that you can do, the name of the game is what? Is leverage. Okay. Because you're trading your time for other people's time. And that's one of the secrets to getting rich. That's one of the secrets to wealth accumulation is leverage. You only got 24 hours in a day. Okay. But if you have somebody else's 4, somebody else's 10, somebody else's 6, then you're compounding. Okay. So leverage, me personally, I'm looking more into because I had a VA, I had to get rid of her. And I'm looking more into the VA space or virtual assistants for those that are new. Um, just to try, I know there are people who can do things better than me, okay? And have them doing those things that they can do better than me on my behalf just sounds like the smart thing to do. But the only thing with that is you still have to monitor people. You still have to make sure that they're doing what they need to do. So there's a lot of things with it. But in reference to leverage, what I've experienced is because I've had a social media manager, and the only thing something with the VA, I'm afraid I'll miss something with the VA, and that's one of the things is that you have to give up control. That's one of the downsides of leverage is that we want to do everything because if you're doing it, then you know it's done right. Okay. So one thing is coaching the other person. The second thing is monitoring what they're doing. And number three, which is one of the big things, is communication because they're not in your head. So being able to communicate with them exactly what you want them to do. Now, I'm a work in progress when it comes to this leverage thing. So I'm not saying that everything that I'm saying is correct, but um, from the VAs I've experienced, they're going to do exactly what you tell them to do. Exactly what you tell them to do, that's what they're going to do. No more, no less. Now, what we want is we want to give somebody something and we want them to make it better. Okay. That's what we want in our hearts. Okay. Do this. But if you see something, then you should kind of fill in the blanks. They don't do that. Most of them don't do that. Okay. They will do exactly what you tell them to do. So, how do you prepare for that? You prepare for that by setting up a checklist of things. And you can have a VA set the checklist up. Okay. For example, posting. How many times a day do you want them to post? Where do you want them to get the templates from? What do you want them to put in the templates? So on and so forth. A hack is if you go to loom.com. I wish I had some type of affiliate, but if you go to loom.com and you just do what you normally do, but tape it, and then you that would show that VA step by step what to do versus you sitting down there typing everything out in Google. Step 1, do this. Step 2, do this. Step 3, no, go into Google or go into Loom, turn it on loom.com, and then you can tape your screen. You can record your screen and then take the VA through what you want them to do and then have some type of management system like Trello.com. Trello's free. Go on there, type it in there, put Trello, put the Loom link in there. On Monday, do this. On Tuesday, do this. So when you get to that stage, but that's after you have done everything. It's not you just come into the business and I'm starting to get VAs. No, because I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. You have to learn and master what you're going to do first. Once you do that, then you can give it to somebody else. Because how can you give something to somebody else that you haven't mastered yet? Okay. What's been your experience, Marvin, as far as leverage goes?
Primarily automation. CRM. I'm in the
You
market.
sound muffled.
I'm sorry, I'm in the gym about that. I was saying
Okay.
a good CRM is honestly um, a good CRM is honestly the best VA assistant you can have because it helps me kind of set the tone on what's hot, what's cold, what I need to focus on. what I need to start focusing on based on activity. I don't have a virtual assistant as of yet, just because I'm a bit of a geek. So I've leveraged technology in certain ways. Having my calendar available, and to take client meetings and things of that nature, to talk with team members, all that jazz. But my CRM, man, I live and die by my CRM.
And that's one thing, man. If you guys don't have a CRM, you got to get one. You got to get one. At Real, which I think is great, is that they don't make you get one, so they don't force one on you. But if you do want one, we have access to Lofty. And not to go off on a tangent, I'm a technology geek also. Lofty is by far the best here, and I've used Lion Desk. I've been with a ton of other brokerages, and Lofty, there's a learning curve. And most things that are robust, there are learning curves. So there's definitely a learning curve with Lofty that you have to get over. But once you get over that, it's nice. It's really nice. With Real, they give it to us for a discount of $40. But the best CRM is the one that you use. Let me say it like that. The best CRM that's out there is the one that you use, even if you just have a Google sheet. Okay, even if you just have a Google sheet. So there is one out there. I forgot what it's called, but it's really super dirt cheap. I just can't remember what it is right now. Okay. So all right, guys. Well, again, that was the first session. Session two is going to be next Friday. Next Friday at uh at 9 o'clock. Okay. And as you can see, we're going to go 45 minutes to an hour here. And the assigned reading for session two is going to be the six misunderstandings. So the assigned reading is going to be page 47 to 64. Okay. And again, we're reading this book. Okay. So now for the last part, is we're going to go around, and I'm hoping I can get Tiara to come on here just to say this part. Okay. But we want to hold ourselves accountable. Okay. So we're going to talk about one thing that we want to do. Okay. From now until next week, we're going to talk about one thing that we want to implement in our business, or one thing that we want to do. So this is kind of wide open. So somebody can say, I want to make 100 calls next week, or I want to contact my past buyers next week, anything that you want. But this is an accountability, and this comes from the book One Thing. Okay. Where do I get this book? Amazon. Of course. Amazon, the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. Go to Amazon, and what you could do is you can get the book, or you get the Audible. You can get the book, or you get the Audible. I get the Audible. I just happen to have the book. Okay. But next week, no, right now, we're going to pick one thing. We're going to pick one thing to move our business further. Okay. One thing. What my one thing is going to be is to hire a virtual assistant, a new social media virtual assistant. Okay. So that's what I want to put in place by next week. And then what will happen is we'll come back next week, and we're going to go around the table, and I'll ask you, hey, okay, Khalid, it's on you. Accountability. My thing will be to put a virtual assistant in place for social media. Either I did it or I didn't do it. And of course, what we want is 100% that everybody did what they said that they were going to do. So, Tiara, if you can come on in, or even if you want to type, what is one thing that you're going to do this week to move your business forward? You can type it, or you can come off of mute and tell us. Post my YouTube video. Yes, post your YouTube. Okay. So you already have it already done, and you just haven't posted it, or you haven't done it yet? Let's see what she says. I haven't recorded it. Okay. Well, make sure between this week and next week, you upload your video. Make sure you're using not social media, Chat GBT. I had the script from Chat GBT. Okay, great. You had the script all ready to go. Just do it. Just do it. Some people get caught up on, I need this lighting, I need this microphone, I hate my camera, all of those things. Listen, a bad video is better than a video that's not posted. That's not posted. I got the light, I got the right mic, I got the right light. Okay, so you're ready. You got the script, you got the light, you got the microphone. Okay, put it on, do it, and maybe use CapCut. Now CapCut's back. Use CapCut to edit it, and then put it up. Put it up. There's somebody. It's back. Yes, it's back. It is back. It is back. I was going crazy. I mean, they took TikTok away. That was one thing. But when you take CapCut away, I was done. I was done. So it's back. It's back. So just put it up. Just put the video up. If you see my early videos, they're trash. Okay. They're super bad. Okay. So put it up. Um, we're going to come next week and we're going to have you get on the mic next week. So be practicing. Um, read pages 47 to 46. And I do think if you Google this, if you Google the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, you could probably get a PDF of it also. You probably can get a PDF. So read 1 to 46, but also read 47 to 64. And it's an easy read. It's an easy read. Okay. So same bat time, same bat channel next week. I hope to see you guys. I'm going to post this on the Facebook that we have. Okay. All right, guys. I will see you next week.